Welcome to the podcast that's been named one of the best in market research. This is Research Business Daily Report, which is made possible by RBDR's exclusive community at the crowdfunding platform patreon.com/RBDR. I'm Bob Lederer for more than 25 years, the respected voice in market research. Today, RBDR presents yet another guest commentator in our series Market Research in the COVID-19 era. This is episode number 32. We hear from Rob Pascale, President and Chief Analytics Officer at MAI Research. Rob's recent work has focused on the emotions of consumers during the coronavirus crisis, and he has discovered that those emotions have taken a sharp, unexpected turn. And he's also going to tell you how businesses should be accounting for consumers' changing behaviors. Rob?
Thanks, Bob. As the coronavirus situation continues to evolve, there are researchers, including ourselves, who are observing and testing how consumer emotions are changing on the fly. Our research into emotion clusters uses open-ended techniques, and the first aha from our exploration is that individuals are expressing sentiments across emotion clusters. And that sets consumer emotions in the current crisis apart from our old normal. So here's some important detail in terms of clusters of emotion descriptors from interviews from about 1,500 people across the US. The first and most prominent cluster is worried and anxious. This cluster of emotions reveals three sources of anxiety: health, money, and what the future holds. These sources are pretty straightforward and easily understandable, with health being primarily about themselves and their family, and in particular, older family members. The economics are primarily driven by job security and potential loss of healthcare coverage. And future is really a broad, unanchored uncertainty about what's ahead, with a general sense of helplessness. The next most prominent group of emotions is about feeling bored and isolated. This is driven by social distancing measures and stay-at-home orders across much of the US, combining boredom, isolation, and loneliness. The third group of emotions, frustrated, is distinguished by a perceived and growing loss of control. Routine tasks like exercising, shopping, getting a haircut are a pronounced source of frustration for many people, and that frustration is closely linked to anger, which is directed towards two primary targets. One, other people who are perceived as not being cautious enough or are selfishly hoarding essential supplies. And two, public leaders who are seen as not doing enough to mitigate the impact of the outbreak. But we did find positivity out there too. There's a cluster of emotions centered on calm and relaxed, and another on hopeful. The people expressing these emotions are handling things with a sense of equanimity, while others are expressing optimism about the future. And again, what is setting this time apart is that people are expressing both the positive and the negative emotions about the current situation. For instance, a single person expressing frustration but remaining hopeful about the future. As we continue tracking the situation, we continue to adjust our question areas. Just last week, we added questions around the reopening of America, focusing on what people feel is important to reopen and their comfort in moving in that direction. The overwhelming majority still agree with government regulations and mandated closures, but the attitudes are beginning to shift. We've seen a significant decrease in agreement across all government regulations and restrictions that are in place right now over the past week. So what does this mean for businesses? Well, expect slow behavioral changes back to personal public engagement. This will not suddenly snap back to the old normal, despite what some people would like to believe. You should keep pace with consumers' changing behaviors by identifying how the shift is impacting shopping practices and purchasing choices, so you can restructure communications and marketing programs to focus on gaining incremental online business and market share. There's a unique opportunity to gain insights coming up as certain state and local governments plan to reopen sooner, allowing businesses to learn from these regional markets and apply these findings to regions that reopen later. And above all else, demonstrate sincere empathy. We're all dealing with the situation, and consumers should feel their favorite brands are on the same page.
You know, there are a number of online electronic offerings about research in COVID. However, this RBDR special series, which you're watching, is researchers' only daily presentation that is centered on life in researchers' trenches as well as on the front lines of the business during the coronavirus situation. But this series' efforts require your input, so please collect your thoughts and from your vantage point, partner with us. Email those impressions and your feelings to rflbob@gmail.com. We promise to work with you to prepare a personal perspective such as one you've watched today and create a video that we promise is going to make you and your business proud. That's your Research Business Daily Report. It's been made possible by our exclusive community at the crowdfunding platform patreon.com/RBDR. A large number of research executives watch us every day. However, we're always looking for more. And if you agree with us that watching RBDR is time well spent, we hope you will help by recommending our daily video to your friends and business associates. And because every business has to have a funding base, well, we also encourage you to become what is known as a Patreon supporter. At patreon.com/RBDR, you can take your enjoyment of RBDR to a new level by pledging a monthly donation of any size that can help ensure that RBDR's existence continues. Go visit patreon.com/RBDR and please join our growing list of supporters. This series is going to continue Monday through Thursday most weeks into the foreseeable future because it looks like the coronavirus doesn't look like it's going anywhere soon. Have a great research day, and we'll see you back here with us tomorrow.